And hello YouTube, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone TV Movie Entertainment with me, your host Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and review for today's episode of The Mandalorian Season 3, Episode 7. Now, if you have not seen this episode yet, or seen the season yet, spoilers ahead, because there's some stuff in here we got to talk about, because this may have been one of the better episodes in recent weeks, since last week's episode was kind of odd and mostly cameos, and it just made no sense. But anyway, it's basically getting back into the story of the last time we saw the team, or Bo-Katan and Mando and Grogu. Bo-Katan got, or was received, the dark saber, through a technicality, and she was able to gather the other Mandalorians, the ones who were on her watch, and to team up with Din's Mandalorians, so that way they can come together, so that way they can retake Mandalorian and see what they can do with it. Because, the planet's pretty much, a war zone, dead zone, it's pretty much kaput. So they go there, they try to figure out, what can they do? Can they salvage anything? Can they salvage the planet itself? I mean, the surface looks fine. Now that Din's been there and Bo-Katan's been there, they know that they can maybe re-salvage the planet. They get there, and they get an unexpected house guest, in a way, when Moff Gideon shows back up and basically calling himself a Mandalorian, in a way, a dark Mandalorian, if you want to call it that way. He's got this dark Mandalorian type of looking suit, which looks really dope, by the way. And he basically ambushes, the Mandalorians, and, in a horrific little fight between everybody. They capture Din at the end of it. Grogu escapes, with Bo-Katan, so that's something. Oh yeah, by the way, Grogu is now riding or controlling, or how you want to call it, an IG-11, the body of IG-11, but now they call it IG-12. So it's basically the body, and it has a little open where Grogu can operate and move it, all that. So I thought that was pretty cute. He has two words in the machine. It says yes or no. So now Grogu can talk, kind of. So there's that. And that was pretty interesting. But the big battle at the end, seeing Din getting captured, was kind of crazy. And then, of course, we saw the other Mandalorian, the one with the big machine gun. He stayed behind to let the others get out, because, Moff Gideon, he wants the Darksaber back. He wants to capture Bo-Katan. They all escape. He tries to, cover them. He gets captured or killed, depending on how you want to look at it. I feel like he's not dead, but he made it look like he is, so I'm not really sure. I feel like he is dead, because they kind of stabbed him, because it looked like the Sith troopers were there. They showed up at the end to fight him, and they were wearing like the red stormtrooper outfits, and they had the glowy purple sticks. So anyway, they started fighting. Cool little fight scene. He tries the best as best as he can. I mean, he's a big guy. He tries his best to, hold his own. They put him down, and it looks like he's dead. So, yeah, and it just ends literally just like that. It was a very interesting episode, nonetheless. And seeing Moff Gideon come back was great. He had a plan, and he wanted to, his supporters, his so-called council, was all waiting for Grand Admiral Thrawn to come back, and we finally got confirmation that Grand Admiral Thrawn is coming. He's somewhere throughout the galaxy doing his thing. So, when we see the Ahsoka show, that will tie into this, and he'll probably show up. I'm not betting against it, but I'm not surprised. Wouldn't be surprised if he shows up at the end of next week's episode, or the last episode of the season, to set up the Ahsoka show, because then that show is going to set up the crossover between Ahsoka, Bo-Katan, Mando, and I think Boba Fett as well. I'm not really sure about Boba Fett, but I think they announced they're going to have like a little crossover where they all fight Grand Admiral Thrawn. So it was cool to see them mention him by name in this thing. I also hope Luke Skywalker maybe come back, but we have to see what happens there. But this episode was kind of crazy. It started off a little slow of them just, talking how they want to get Mandalorian back together. They got all these clans now finally coming together. They may have some scuffles with each other, but they come together so they can retake Mandalorian. And then of course the ending showing that big battle scene, them getting ambushed and then getting captured, and one of them falling, and now Bo-Katan's on the run again. So now we have to wait to see what happens next week's episode. But it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Are you guys enjoying the show so far? Not enjoying it so far? For me, it's alright. It's not the best season, but some episodes are better than others. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought. Stay tuned for more. Thank you very much, and have a good day.